What's going on, my boy? What's going on with you?
Ain't nothing, man. It's a beautiful Tuesday, brother. Good day to talk some sports. You know what I mean?
It is a nice Tuesday. The weather was good up here today, boy.
It's hot down here in Florida, brother.
I gotta soak all this up, boy, because a couple of months we about to lose all we about to lose all this weather.
Oh yeah, shit. We need some of that. We need some coolness down here, man. It's been 95, feeling like 103. You
Oh
know what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah, that's that Florida weather for sure. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Unapologetic Talk. You know, we got Grandma Am, my big brother Chucky. I want y'all to like, subscribe, and pass it on to a friend, your son, your brother, your sister. Help us grow a page. What it do, man? We're gonna talk about this NFC South conference tonight. See what these
Yeah,
boys do. This conference was last year. That was kind of weak last year. Good
yeah,
Lord Almighty.
yeah.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. Talking about the what we got in here. So we're gonna start off, I guess, with the team who won it. Panthers. I mean, somebody had to
Mhm.
win it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you talked about the NFC South, right? You got a lot of teams in that division that's kind of rebuilding, right? Um, but it was good to see Bryce Young and them have a good year and really make the playoffs. You know, he turned the corner a little bit. They had a really good running game last year, Rico Dowdle, and
Oh man, he
obviously, and
man.
as you know, he's gone. He's now in Pittsburgh. So, um, how is he going to look this year without a running attack that was as potent as probably it was last year? That's going to be the question. And obviously, they've gotten him some more weapons on the outside. So I expect those guys to play well. I just don't know if they could repeat what they did last year. But I mean, it helps that they're in the weakest division in football.
It's bad.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
bad.
So it's really normally between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and whoever out of the other three teams that's going to figure it out throughout the course of the 17 games. You know what I'm saying?
So they won it at 8-9 last year. I mean,
Right.
that's a game under 500, and you still won your division. So yeah.
Right. Right. You know what I mean? So, you know, um I expect Bryce Young to have another good year. I think he's sort of coming into his own a little bit. He got off to a shaky start. Um, was a little bit slow, but like I said, they gave him a running game last year, which helped them out tremendously. They're good on the perimeter. I'm on the right at the wide receiver spot. So it's really about their defense and how healthy can they remain.
I mean, they got that dude McMillan, Coker, and Leggett out there on the outside. They had okay years. I mean, he threw for 3,000 yards this year. So 23 touchdowns, 11 picks. So
Right.
that's a good year. But they're losing 1,000 yard rushes. We talk about Rico.
Mhm.
That's a big loss. So we don't know how they're gonna if they're gonna be able to replace him to get that same type of production. So that's gonna be a tough task for them to
Right.
see if they can follow that up. But I hope he does well because I think they're kind of looking at him like, is this going to be a quarterback that's going to lead us? Because you see glimpses, but it's not consistent though. I think he's a good quarterback. It's just got to get more consistent.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think though. They started over from nothing. So like when they got him, when they drafted him as their quarterback, they had so many holes throughout their whole entire team to where, you know, regardless of who they would have had to go with him, when you're in a rebuild, it takes time, bro. Like it takes time, especially in football because you got more guys on the field. You know what I'm saying? You playing with 11 people, and you got to get everybody on the same page. So they had a total overhaul when they drafted Bryce Young. So, the first year he was so. They took him out of the lineup at some points in times because
Yeah,
he just wasn't getting it. Last year he came back, rededicated himself, came back and had a better year. They end up making the playoffs at 8-9. Um, I don't think that 8-9 will get them to the playoffs this year. Tampa Bay had a lot of guys hurt last year.
yeah.
I expect them to come back and have a better year. So, in order for the Carolina Panthers to be the playoff team, and the team to win the division, I think that their record is probably going to have to be somewhere around 12-5 or 13-4 this year.
Oh, that's a big jump though from that record
And
last year to that.
Yeah,
That's a big jump. That's a big
yeah.
jump.
Well, I mean, I actually got them at 10-7. I can see them winning. I
Okay.
can see them winning two more games than they won last year. I won't say that they'll go bananas, but 10-7 for them would be a good year based off of what they did last year.
So their defense wasn't bad. I mean, they got that dude Rose Boom. He had like what he had like 90 tackles last year. They got a safety over there. He had about 84 tackles.
Right.
Um,
But you know as well as I know, if your safety got 84 tackles, that's a problem.
that is a problem. Though. That's a lot of fucking
Right.
problem.
There's a whole lot of damn tackles for a safety. That means
Yeah.
they busting through the line left and right.
Yeah, or I mean, unless he's one that plays up close to the line,
Right.
but yeah, that's still a lot of tackles for your safety though.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
so we'll see how they finish next year. So where you got them next year? Where you think you going? So
I
you
got
think they're
them.
gonna win it for him?
I got them. I got them second in the division.
Me too.
I'm
I
a,
got them
I'm a, I'm
second.
a, I'm gonna say that they'll be second. Um, the Saints are still trying to figure out who their quarterback is going to be.
Yep.
The Falcons still trying to figure out who their quarterback
Yep.
going to be. Is it going to be Penix or is it going to be a Tool? Which
Right.
right now I ain't crazy about neither one of them.
Yep. I'm not
So
either.
the two teams that have their quarterback in place that we know is going to be uh, obviously Bryce
Tampa
Young
and Tampa.
and Baker Mayfield. And if I had to choose between Bryce Young and Baker Mayfield, I'm gonna pick Baker. I think Tampa Bay will bounce back from the season that they had last year. So I'm gonna pick the Carolina Panthers to be second in the division at 10-7.
Okay. I mean, I got them finishing second. And then what they finished 8-9, so they got two more extra wins.
Yeah.
I can see that probably being their record. But I think that division's gonna be close. They
Okay.
had a decent draft. They picked up an offensive tackle in their first round. They picked up They picked up a Georgia defensive tackle from Texas Tech. And a receiver from Tennessee. So they had an okay draft. Their draft wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to see how those positions do they come to fruition? Because I think a lot of things too. He needs some blocking. He was under a lot of pressure last year, and he ain't a big dude. He can't keep taking them big old hits.
Talk
So they
about
gonna have to
Bryce.
they gonna have to protect. Yeah, they gonna have to protect Rice, man. So we'll see how that holds up. That's one of the biggest things I think was an issue for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's a question of can Bryce take the Panthers from a division winner 8-9 to a legitimate NFC contender? Do you think so?
No, they're not gonna be a
No,
contender.
no, I
Not
don't think so
not
either.
not this
Not
year
next
because
year. Not next year.
what you expecting out of Carolina Panthers is they have a better season than they had last year, and maybe they get to the playoffs again and they play one more game than they played last year. As far as them being a contender, like no.
No, I don't see it either.
So
I guess we can talk about them damn dirty birds
the
out of Atlanta.
Falcons,
Them dirty birds.
Falcons, Falcons ain't gonna do nothing against them
Well, I say
guys.
what they got a running game. That boy Bijan Robinson is he
They
trouble.
they they got one of the best running backs in
Yeah,
football, and Bijan Robinson. They got
and Pitts on their tight end. He pretty good too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pitts is nice, but they got so much other dysfunction going on. Like it's always something with the Falcons. And to
Yeah,
be
they got to
honest
get
with you, if you really want my opinion, the Falcons ain't been right since they lost their lead in the Super Bowl.
go back to the
to
Patriots.
to the New England Patriots. They ain't been right since then.
That hurt. That hurt them.
Yeah,
Like,
you blow a 27-point lead, but I mean, look at what they got. Like, let's be honest. Other than Bijan Robinson, okay, teams is gonna do what? They're gonna stack the line. We ain't
yep.
finna sit there and let him go crazy, right? And rightfully so. All right. Michael Penix, I think, is a good young player, but he has not up to this point lived up to expectation. One, he's been
Nope.
injured. They brought in a guy like Kirk Cousins to kind of help him with his learning curve early on. And then they gave him the keys, and I know getting injured is never a player's fault, but sometimes it's how you get injured,
Mm,
right? From a quarterback perspective, holding on to the ball too long,
too long. Yeah.
uh, uh, running the ball when you should be getting down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's things like that 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 gets you injured. Right now, they bringing in a guy like Tua, and no disrespect to Tua, but if you're in a quarterback controversy in the regular season, in the preseason with Tua, I'm sold on Tua. I'm sorry. I watched
Okay.
him in the last couple of years in Miami. Um,
He
if
just
you
can't. He don't
can't,
know how
if
to
you, if
slide.
you, if
God
you,
dang.
if you can't do nothing with Waddle, and you can't do nothing with Tariq, like
I mean,
you
you
can't
got
do nothing with
speed on.
nobody.
You got speed on both sides.
Hey, look, you got A Chain in the back. He's arguably one of the top three fastest running backs in the game. They got speed everywhere. If you
But
can't
they
do nothing
couldn't.
to win them with those guys, I just can't see him doing nothing in Atlanta, man. I'm sorry.
But they. I ain't gonna lie. Their offensive line was not the greatest though. I mean, that guy was under so much pressure.
What you
And
think he
then you
finna
get
be
what?
at? What you think he finna be in Atlanta?
I mean, possibly so. But I mean, goodness, he had so much pressure. I mean, then all them concussions he had. You know what I mean?
Okay, do you think they went away? All the concussions he had, they stay in Miami.
I
No, they
mean,
with him.
he got to know how to go down. But man, pause. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's not looking good up there in
I'm not.
Atlanta.
I'm
It's
not a
not.
believer. I'm not a believer in Atlanta. I'm sorry. I know Falcon fans may disagree, but I got the Falcons finishing third in the division.
Third, I got him third too. I have him third in the division.
I got them third in the division at like maybe 8 and 9 or 7 and 10
Pretty much the same record as last year.
as last year.
Yep, because last year they was 8-9 too.
Right.
So I can't see too much of an improvement. They'll probably be the same this year.
Exactly. And I hope they do something with Bijan. I mean, obviously they just gave him a new deal and made him up until the time that he got the deal, the highest paid running back in the game up until um, Gibbs got his deal probably like 2 days later. But, if they don't get this guy any type of help, like he's in a year or two is going to be considered wasting his talents in Atlanta.
Yep. Asked them to get out of there.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we'll see what they do, man.
And actually, today. They just signed a dude named Desarian Smith to a 1 year deal because Jalen Walker he out for the season, so they
Right.
lost him.
Yeah, so
And then that dude James Pierce Jr. He's suspended for 8 games.
yeah, man. They got a whole lot of dysfunction going on up there, man. They ain't
Yeah,
they ain't up in Atlanta, man. They ain't going nowhere.
no, they ain't. Yep, they're gonna be just like they were last year.
Right.
So then we're gonna go to the New Orleans Saints, the Aints. What they gonna do next year? I mean, like you said, I think they got a quarterback issue too. Like, are they gonna go back
They
and
got
go
it.
stick with
They
that
got it.
dude?
They got it. They got it. Everything issue.
Tyler Show is he gonna?
Yeah. You got
What is
you
he
got
gonna
you got
do?
you got a quarterback issue. You got a running back issue. We ain't seen Alvin Kamara. I don't know when the last time we seen him. Yeah, we ain't
He,
seen him
he,
since Drew Brees.
he ain't did nothing since.
You know what I'm saying?
None.
So like they got a running back issue. The only thing they got over there is Olave. You
He
know,
still got him, but that's not enough. But he's good. But that's
right?
definitely
And
enough.
that's my point. You ain't
um,
you ain't got enough over there.
Kamara had 474 yards rushing last year.
Yeah, he
That
got
ain't
he got he got it. Once you know how it is, man. When you on a losing team
yeah.
and you get out there in the beginning of the year and you playing and you just putting up a bunch of numbers and then you go out there and you get injured and then by the time you come back,
It's over. This it.
mathematically you're eliminated from the playoffs. It's like why even coming back? So that winning is always gonna affect your stats to a certain degree. So with Alvin Kamara, I mean, I still think that he has something in the tank. I think that he really needs to get out of New Orleans. It's time.
Yeah, it's
He needs some
Buccaneers bad.
he
Yeah.
needs he needs some fresh air. And I just can't see the Saints doing anything. Like I don't even know I don't even know who their quarterback is. I know they had the one kid, Rattleman or Rattle, whatever his name is.
They're going with Tyler Show. Like you said, I don't know who their quarterback is,
Yeah.
but they're going to go with Tyler Show with their quarterback. But Olivier had a good year. He had 100. He had 100 catches. Had what about 1,100 yards? So he had, but
No,
that's the only. But that's
no.
not enough. But I'm just saying he had a
Olave
good year.
Olave is legit. he is a problem out there. You know what I'm saying? But his issue is, think about this. He had 1,200 yards last year without a damn quarterback. Just imagine if he had a
He
quarterback, what he
had
could have done.
a decent one, yeah,
All right, I mean,
halfway decent one,
just imagine what he would have had.
yeah.
So, you know, I got listen, last place in the division. I got him at 5-12, and probably getting their coach fired.
I mean, because I know they still got Cam. I mean, he's a little bit older, but Cam Jordan had Cam and Jordan. He had 10 sacks last year. Chase Young, 10 sacks last year. Um,
All of them boys are wasting their time in New Orleans. They ain't going
and,
nowhere.
they're a little
Sorry,
older too.
sorry, they ain't going nowhere.
Nah, they ain't. Yeah, I don't see nothing coming to them at all. And again, the last team over there is the old Bucks, the
The
Tampa Bay
Bucks,
Bucks.
the Bucks.
And now
Okay.
my thing about the Bucks, the biggest issue now is honestly, even though he's probably going to do well, I hope he does well, is Baker. I got them finishing
Yeah.
first in the division. And the reason I say the issue is because they didn't re-sign him. He's looking for a new contract. They didn't offer him. Now,
So
mind
he's
you,
gonna
he
play.
said he's looking to move on, but the problem is that he has no leverage because they're just going to franchise tag him.
Yeah.
They said there's something in his contract that he might be able to get out of it, whatever. But I think they should have paid that man. I think he's earned it to get paid. I mean, but I
Um,
still think they're going to win the division next year.
I think that they'll win the division, which will help him out. I think that him being on the last year of his deal, he's going to be motivated to play.
They will. Yep.
I think one of the things that happened really, really good for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year was the fact that they had some injuries, which forced certain other players to step up. Right. So last year, um, had Mike Evans go down for us a long period of
Yeah.
time last year, and then uh, Emeka Egbuka, the boy from Ohio State, had a heck of a time while he was gone. He put up some numbers, caught some touchdowns, and they got some confidence in him. I think.
Yeah, 'cause he
Um,
he had like 930, over 930
yeah,
yards last year.
yeah, but he didn't start getting the ball thrown to him until Mike Evans went down. You know what I'm saying? Um, the running back got hurt last year. He went down for a long period of time, and I don't think he ever came back. As a matter of fact, so you got to think, getting a healthy version of him back.
You talking about Bucky Irvin?
Bucky went down. That was a huge injury.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He's their top running back. So when he went down, it's it was kind of like, well, Baker finna throw the ball every single time, and then Mike Evans goes down, but then somebody else step up. So like they found some new weapons.
yeah.
Burkett Irvin to be back this year. Hopefully they can keep Chris Godwin healthy. If they can do that, they'll be fine. I think from a defensive standpoint, getting Ruben Bain for them is going to be crucial because you know I don't know if they settled because I know at one point in time last week I heard Vita Vea was trying to get up out of there.
Yeah, he
He
was.
was
The last I heard, he was.
he was unhappy with his deal. So, but if they can keep Vita Vea up in the middle because he's an anchor and get Ruben Bain coming off the edge with the linebackers core that they have and the defensive backs, they're always going to be solid defensively. So, a healthy version of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I got them winning the division at
Yeah, I got the
about,
win.
at about.
I think he can get that 11,
I give,
11
I
games.
give him,
12 wins.
yeah, I'll give him at least 11 games.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know,
I think the mentioned Vivell, he's going to do his thing, but I think Baker's going to come up with such a focus. Oh, y'all don't
right,
want to pay me? All right,
right.
okay. And
And
I think
then you
that's going
look,
to be beneficial
and,
for them, but they're going to have to end up paying him.
and then when you look at their schedule ain't crazy tough either. Like their first three games is they play the Bengals week 1, but then after that they play the Browns, they play the Vikings. They can beat the Packers team at home.
Yeah,
Then the next game they play after that would be the Cowboys in Dallas on Thursday night. So they could possibly I got them. I would say I would have them losing the first game to the Bengals, but I got them beating the Browns in Tampa Bay. I got them
Yeah,
beating the Vikings in Tampa Bay.
and they
I
got to
got them
loosen up.
beat. I could possibly, if they win those two games, I can definitely see them rolling and winning the third one just off of pure confidence because we don't know if Micah Parsons going to be back for the Packers for Game 4.
I don't think he's gonna be back either. But
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if they could beat Green
So
Bay.
they
That'll
can
be
beat
that.
them. If
I
Micah
don't know.
Parsons ain't playing, they can beat them.
Georgia's a bad boy.
Man, listen, Tampa Bay is hard to beat in Tampa. And if they getting the contributions and they're healthy from Bucky Irvin and Chris Godwin and Igbuka and the rest of the crew that they got down there, they're gonna be tough to beat down there.
It'll be tough.
So just imagine if they get off to a 4-1 start going into week 5 versus the Cowboys. That's gonna be a dogfight.
I can't see them. I can't see them being 4-1. I
And
just
then
can't see
and
that.
look, and then after that they got the Steelers at home. Then they got the
I just
Falcons. Like they got it. They schedule ain't
yeah, it ain't
ain't,
murderous. Yeah,
ain't yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I could see them being 12-7, 11-6. That'll win the division for them.
yeah, that'll win it for that reason. Heck yeah,
Yeah, that'll win it for them.
definitely. That could definitely happen over there. They
Right,
gonna win it. They gonna definitely win it.
right,
I had to finish for first. I think Baker's gonna
right.
have a big focus. I mean, they lose Mike Evans. He was a bad boy. You know.
Yeah, but that, I mean they'll make up for that with Igbuka and the other young fella that they got that played well for them also.
Well, I think Baker's a pretty decent quarterback, so I think he can get them boys the ball. Like I said, I think he's gonna come in with a big time focus. So I think they're gonna win it. They're gonna get to the playoffs. They're gonna represent the NFC South in their division. So I could definitely see that.
And I think that they're a little bit embarrassed from what happened last year because you remember the game for them to make it to the playoffs went down to the very last game of the year.
Yeah.
So I think that they have had a long off season. They're ready to play this year.
I mean, see how it go.
Yep, yep,
I
yep.
mean, that division is not the greatest at all. It's one of them that ain't the greatest. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, listen, we ain't finna sit here and waste a whole bunch of breath on that sorry division.
Nah, it's not. You right about that. You're right about that NFC South. That's a real quick discussion
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. We're gonna keep this quick and fast.
So thanks for y'all tuning in as we break down the NFC South. I mean, we see how it go, but we got Tampa Bay coming in first. So we'll see if what we
Tampa
say
Bay
comes to
won.
fruition.
Yep, Tampa Bay won. Panthers 2, Falcons
Atlanta
3,
and then
Aints 4.
put the damn
You
paper
heard it.
bags over the head for the Aints
You heard
again.
it. You heard it. You heard it here first.
Unapologetic Talk. Like, subscribe to the page.